and welcome to today's chat. So today we're going to be talking about sleep challenges. So if you're struggling with anxiety, one of the major symptoms or kind of impacts of chronic anxiety can be difficulty sleeping. And this can take place in a variety of ways. It can be difficulty sleeping through the night, or it can be difficulty falling asleep, or it can be a mix of things. So if you are struggling with sleep and anxiety and looking for some strategies, then you're definitely going to want to tune in here. This is one of the things I go into in my holistic anxiety fix. So sleep is something we definitely talk about, and I help my clients kind of get their sleep back on track by uncovering the root causes of sleep issues. I know some of you were mentioning in the group that sleep was a big challenge for you. So if you're watching, just give me a thumbs up if this is something that you're challenged with. Sleep can be a really big issue, and especially now during COVID, I know sleep was something that I definitely struggled with a little bit more when the COVID situation first happened, but it was also something that I struggled with throughout like the worst experiences of my own personal anxiety. And so I've done a lot of digging myself into what happens when there's sleep issues and how that links with anxiety. So, one of the things that you're going to want to think about is the connection between sleep and anxiety. So there's actually kind of a couple of things regarding sleep. So the first thing is not being able to get to sleep. And so one of the tools that I sometimes use to help people around getting to sleep is to calm the body down. So it's all about the sleep routine that you're using before you get to sleep. Because if your body is in that fight or flight, and you have some hidden stressors that are already kind of creating that fight or flight or stress response, and then you go to try and go to sleep, if you think about it, you now have to calm down that stress response that you have. So one of the things you don't want to be doing is watching Homeland. I'm saying this because I just watched that. And it's very stressful. So watching those stressful shows before you go to bed is a big problem, because then you're revving up your system, and at the same time you're trying to tell your system to calm down. It's going to take you a lot longer to get to sleep. So one of my big strategies is actually to do a meditation or do some deep breathing or a calming exercise an hour, like start an hour before bed and have this routine that you're doing, but make sure you're avoiding sleep or TV about an hour before bed. And so, sleeping is something that I've helped several clients with. And when I look at sleep, I look at, like I just mentioned, kind of what's going on before you're going to bed. But the other thing that I want to look at is what's underlying that. So the anxiety that we have before bed, or that you wake up with those panic attacks, those are symptoms of something deeper. And I like to use the panic attacks as an example because, even if you're having a bad dream, it's not like your brain is misinterpreting an event. Something is going on in your body that's driving that panic response that usually influences your dreams, that's then having you panicked. And so the question I always ask is what? What is going on underneath? And so it's important to kind of reframe things. It's not that you can't sleep, it's that something is impacting your body's ability to sleep. And there's a couple of clues actually. So if you're waking up between 12 and 2, then typically that's a blood sugar issue. And so you're going to want to be thinking about, the foods you're eating during the day, if your blood sugar is balanced, if you're eating enough snacks during the day. The second kind of key area is if you're waking up between 3 and 5. So if you're waking up between 3 and 5, what we tend to see is that issue's related to gut bugs. And so if you have mold or parasites or anything like that, they're going to become active in the earlier parts of the morning. And so that is something that you're going to want to think about as well, because these are underlying causes of why you can't sleep. One of the other things that happens around sleep is that sometimes you're not actually producing enough melatonin, and melatonin is it's what we need to fall into a sleep. And so if you're not making enough melatonin for whatever reason, then you either can't stay asleep or you can't get to sleep. So these are all things to think about, but the number one strategy I'd love to see you do is to implement a sleep routine and to do some calming meditations or breathing before bed, because I've seen very, very successful outcomes with people that just do that and start to calm their system down to prepare their body for sleep. So if this is something that you're going to do, then definitely let me know. If sleep issues is something that you're challenged with and you've tried this and it doesn't work for you, let me know and we can continue to problem solve it.